As a result of the desperation of Pastor Chambers, in collaboration with the Minister of Lands, Housing and Country Planning, Dr. Denise Sandy, to grab Mr. Mohamed Wansa, 11 acres of land at Sussex Village, while a massive construction work is ongoing. Minister Dr. Sandy used the 98.1 to claim that Mr. Mohamed Wansa is not a citizen of Sierra Leone.
Society for Radio Democracy 98.1 FM. We will bring you this Wednesday edition of the program Good Morning Salute. Musa Kamarana Menim.
And Mevel Kaba.
We continue to look at more issues in the program. Musa, the Minister of Lands and Country Planning, Dr. Denise Sandy, don't call on the Minister of Internal Affairs for give instruction to the Salute Police for pull the police officer them we the guide over 9 acre state land na Sussex Village. We one businessman Getty, we claim say na in private land. Dr. Denise Sandy talked about this land issue to Alex Lawrence Kurwa in this interview.
My brother, but the issue regarding this land is not only along Sussex, but right across the peninsula. When we came here on the 29th of May 2018, after with the President Biodomeku ministers, them here, Mr. Bonafa, we sat down with the directors them and of course started investigating all those tracts of land along the beach, or all the beaches them. Starting here Lumley, of course you go Milton Magai, then you go number 2 River, you go Borough Town, even Kent. So now we go observe some anomalies them. We don't recover most of the lands them, and thank God, thank you for that. But when we got down to Sussex, now we discover this large stretch of land where they go as far as into the Atlantic Ocean. Now we ask who that get up, and they say, Mr. Wansa, Mohamed Wansa. Normally, I could do. We ask for men and bring the required documents them. So the man presented and documents them. We go through them, now say no, this can't be true. Because since independence, since 1964, we got all records them. What they show say that area, that land in Sussex, about 9.5827 acres, na government land. Government bakings were on the ground. They call them CCS bakings. And always talk say any side will see what we call CCS, it mean Crown Colony Surveys. We got independence, it became SLS bakings. That means Sierra Leone Surveys. So we met all those bakings on the land. And where we see Mr. Wansa in plan, after thorough investigation by the Director of Surveys and Lands, we write a thorough report on that. We also found out that yes, this is not government land. We go through records, we search everything, this is not government land. But what's interesting about Mr. Wansa is quite simple. He produced a private land document. They say he don't get, court orders them or court judgments them, from the judiciary or the court. Then he say, of course, you don't get this land there since 1990. But me fumble, you don't get this land from 1990, but you don't do anything there. Fet with other land grabbers them. Other people they claim forget the same piece of land. In the end, with the ministry don't take them back because believe it's not government land. And the good thing is that this particular government land we don't take. We get all the evidence they were saying at government land. So I just want to say, with all honesty, this land not belong to Mr. Wansa. And again, Mr. Wansa, when they use private land for that government land, and not get any documents from the Ministry of Lands, for instance, a grant, or a letter of offer, or regularize them. Where, of course, we mean the process of individuals in getting land using private ownership. But later, when they know that government land, they come to the ministry for when they get the required government documents. He never did that. So as far as I'm concerned, as Minister of Lands, under the Bureau of New Direction Government, the land of Sussex, honestly, we have no doubt that not government land.
Right. From when the ministry do this discovery, what's not my approach to the ministry?
Well, an approach has been very, very, for me, in the try to challenge with authorities there. In fact, I understand saying the very Mr. Wansa, they don't go put policemen there in government land when they have no right to be there. Government land, we fumble them. The Ministry of Lands, now they authorize or instruct or consent to approve the deployment of policemen them on government land. But now you don't go policemen in there, they don't send the policemen in there, when they try to come out that place there because that place is that government land. So the approach is that if they try to challenge us, and we don't tell them say, on certain times that nothing get that land in. But me family them, the very Mr. Wansa are not there. Now man will say, my name is Mr. Taraf, and they represent him. How can you be claiming to have or possess a piece of land in this country, and then you are not here on the ground? You don't even come out the country. This now the essence of us being patriotic. This now we access them. We go don't give we. I believe say now surrounding them for enjoy. We don't access them in this country here, and we don't natural resources them and land and one. So if Mr. Wansa, women know say, for as far as we concerned, under the Non-Citizens Act, probably not supposed to get a land here in this country. Don't get land from 1990 like I talk. We don't come prove that's in a government land. We just want to tell us, may hands of that piece of land, not to get them. And of course, I will talk to the administrator and registrar general for try for expunge that particular conveyance out of the books. So for now, anywhere I stand, I would really defend that particular position of the Ministry of Lands, that the land at Sussex, where they measure about 9.5827 acres from the road right down to the beach, we found them that government land.
So for make somebody we na foreign national, then also private person go put police na a land we know like government land. Whose action the ministry gets, or whose action the ministry want to take in relation to the police officers already now?
No, the simple action I will just write a letter to my colleague, the Minister of Internal Affairs, which I've done. I don't write a letter to them. I don't copy the IG. I don't copy the AG. As I made them instruct them policemen them for commode na that land. The reason being, I know I want to move around with my state land reclamation drive. I go back and see them.
It would shock Dr. Sandy to learn that Mr. Mohamed Wansa is a citizen of this country, born and bred in Sierra Leone. His citizenship was annulled by late President Ahmed Tijan Kaba for issues that were personal to both of them. On the 6th day of March 2008, his citizenship was restored by previous government.
It is believed that both Minister Dr. Denise Sandy and Pastor Chambers went further to have the service of print media to intimidate Mr. Mohamed Wansa for his property. The September 30 edition of the Voice of Sierra Leone publication with banner headline Mohamed Wansa name in land grabbing. Another edition of the Times newspaper with Dr. Denise Sandy's picture on the front page reads Mohamed Wansa implicated in land grabbing. 10 acres at Success belongs to the state.
The question is, how can somebody illegally grab his own property when he has acquired the property since 6th March 1989, registered at page 121 in volume 423 in the Book of Conveyance that is kept in the office of Administrator and Registrar General?
In the case of Pastor Chambers, has been moving left, right, and center, knocking doors of ministers of lands of every serving government to lay claim on the piece of property. Unfortunately, while he proposed fake document, the Wansa family in Sierra Leone has been able to produce real document. As the adage says, light cannot come together with darkness. Pastor Chambers' newfound relationship with the Minister of Lands, Dr. Denise Sandy, is not something for national development, but for enrichment, which will be later shattered and end up in disgrace.
On the 17th of July 2020, the law firm Lambert and Partners wrote a letter to Dr. Sandy informing him that the property belongs to Mr. Mohamed Wansa. Part of the document reads, "Our client is a citizen of Sierra Leone and the bona fide owner of the above-mentioned property." The letter concludes with a warning. Take note, this is the last time we will write to you on this matter. Another letter dated 28th August 2020 from Lambert and Partners was sent to the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, officially reporting Dr. Sandy. Part of the letter reads, "On Tuesday 25th August 2020, Dr. Denise Sandy, the Minister of Lands, Housing and Country Planning, entered a client's property at Peninsula Road, Sussex Village in the western area of the Republic of Sierra Leone with about 40 armed uniformed military, operational support division officers and other men in civilian attire. They proceeded to break down 3 signposts and damage the zinc pan body structure on a client's property."
Our further instructions are that one of the security personnel accompanying Dr. Denise Sandy slapped Sergeant Alusain S. Conte, police number 536, who had been assigned to the property by the Sierra Leone police.
In response to the letter from the law firm Lambert and Partners, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice reportedly conducted an independent investigations, and the result of this investigation is as follows. A. The land situated, lying and being at Sussex Village off Peninsula Road, Freetown, is a private land. This countered Dr. Sandy's earlier opinions of the land being a state land. B. That the court has confirmed and recognized the piece and parcel of land at Sussex to belong to Mr. K. Wansa. And C. That until there is evidence in the nature of a judgment overturning the above-mentioned decisions of the High Court, the property at Sussex will remain vested to Mr. Mohamed K. Wansa. Furthermore, I do humbly advise that when there is a dispute relating to title to land between private individuals or persons, it is only a court of competent jurisdiction in Sierra Leone that has the constitutional right to adjudicate upon such a dispute, and not the Ministry of Lands, as in this instant case.
A Sierra Leone-based Lebanese businessman, Mohamed Wansa, has called on the government of His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio to allow justice to prevail. He made this call when both the Minister of Lands, Housing and Country Planning, Dr. Denise Sandy, and one Reverend Chambers trespassed on a parcel of land and cater away working equipment belonging to Mr. Mohamed Wansa. According to eyewitnesses, stated that Dr. Denise Sandy, together with Reverend Chambers, entered the land of Mr. Mohamed Wansa with a good number of OSD police officers, soldiers in full gears, who vandalized structures on the land and also beat up workers who were on duty. They also stated that the Minister of Lands, Dr. Denise Sandy, has visited the site more than twice. A round tour was taken throughout the land in order to have a view of some of the destructions caused by the Minister of Lands and that of Reverend Chambers. Effort was made to have the views of both the Minister and that of Reverend Chambers, but all effort proved futile.
My name is Usman Kagbo.
Okay, Usman, now we didn't have this land. We get plenty issue as we talk now. Say the Minister, Mr. Chambers and Micaiah come point something and you the work now, so tell me like actually what you know.
Right now, about this place, I from where I begin Canada, this land here, so Chambers can send but what them can destroy the place, destroy something that we make. Every the pan body them, they can more they can attack. If that container, the first day they can them bust them, poorly container them, build some item, they sell this and some, build some value them. Them the other time back with and okay back, they still come the same day back. So we then come, they move to the and okay, so this place. If the fence run is all we then can them go the fence, they even pull this place also. Then they even send some soldier man there. Say soldier man when they can't stop it or stop the work. They even pull also see this place all we just start from make back say. I don't pull all them place there also. So from even then I say for the okay so till now Chambers to send people in back still we can attack we back at the place.
My name is Ibrahim Sigeja.
Okay, Ibrahim, you don't work now, so actually tell me like what will take place now?
Actually, Chambers can send people like we can destroy this place because any way we work, even the material and they mix wood or mix concrete, they stop with a lot of water. Even scatter, even the first day them packs and some. We are about 4 trips, then BB down area. But when they come, they say this answer all in cellar. And the wall will don't is this fence. Don't make it all this fence, they go so when they come. I can even take you to the block there, they be able to take broke it. And take out the broke, take cancel. Yesterday self we go able ace for finish for ace here. So Chambers, even in the back you can't do, you can't snap the begin to revise. Say in the land, government gets an eye, and I get and I make and this. So we not get peace now. Yeah.
Well, number one, even we way they can take we by this work, na risk. Because at times, like you count cutlass, you go forget about material first. Because say boss man, they know about you. Die business, in there around there. Now God is blessing and is sick. So like the other time, they mostly when they kick around. At times, the other bubble they get cutlass. Then at the same time, someday all man they run. We left them. So the time now where all man they kind side, we can meet like the walking Tuesday now. The other side they already they broke. Even together with the enemy, most of them buffer them. Like when they come, say we can hang the or we keep with Tuesday.
Me na workman aya. Now this compound since we come, now 3 times this now, sway me with me I don't see. Minister be don kaya and also chambers also be don the kaya. They destroy a lot of things. Even myself, my own personal property, they take a. Really, if they do this to we na work they give me no know any other thing. They kind of pull all the security post. They pull all who side the palm body, who side we they keep putting them. And also they pull other areas there. Even the signboard also they destroy everything at the place. So that they can't they threaten with cutlasses, that they can't cutlass them, the whole other thing. Then when they come they try to where we run, they take the walkie-talkies, the cement, everything. Even all the boat then they take everything. They even will get one boat those who be the work normally they keep in there. They can't pull out the keg all the zinc there. You see, so now that I get for safe for now.
Media personnel working at the Star Television and the head have been threatened by Dr. Denise Sandy if this publication is made. But we want Dr. Denise Sandy to know that we have a professional duty to the state and not to him.